Good evening. This is the Dairy News Network.
And tonight's top story, dairy farmers are making a big difference in our communities.
Now up to our field reporter, Raylene.
They make sure cows are healthy, well-fed, and comfortable because happy cows make great milk. I'm here with Farmer Kyle.
Howdy there.
Why are cows important?
We love our cows and we take good care of them, and they are important to us because they make us have good milk, yogurt, cheese, and ice cream.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raylene. That was insightful. Thanks to programs like Discover Dairy, kids can learn where their food really comes from.
And dairy farming supports our economy by creating jobs and local communities grow.
Thanks for watching the Dairy News Network.
Dairy farmers caring for cows, caring for us.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Crandall Dairy Farms virtual chat. I am Brittany with Discover Dairy, and we are so excited to have you all today. We've got Farmer Monica on standby. We can see all of you joining the chat. Thank you so much for checking in. And we've got three of the cutest calves, Clementine, Dolly, and Milkshake, all ready for their close-ups. This event is part of the Adopt a Cow program. More than 48,000 classes and 2.1 million students joined the fun this year, all for free, thanks to our incredible supporters at the United Dairy Industry of Michigan and the Dairy Excellence Foundation. And I know many of you are already really excited for next year's program. So mark your calendars because starting May 1st, you can enroll and get ready for next year's program. Go to discoverdairy.com/adopt once registration goes live, and you are able to get yourself enrolled for next year. Go ahead and invite your friends to join along too. And because this is live, we want to hear from you. So go ahead and drop those questions. Tell us where you're joining us from. Check in with us. Let's keep that energy all full. Let's keep that chat full of energy today. Speaking of that chat, let's see who's tuning in. So right from the very beginning, one of the first classes to be joining us, let's see, is Miss Cook's class from first grade. Hey, Miss Cook's class, we're so excited to have you. How about we have Miss Kessick's third grade class? Looking forward to see Dolly. Hey all, we're so excited to see you. Thanks for joining us. We've got Mrs. Baker's second grade class at the Byron Center. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. How about Mrs. Gerbo's third grade class? Also looking forward to seeing Dolly. Hello, thank you. Let's go down a little bit further here. We have Mrs. Wonick's second grade class. Excited to see Clementine. Yay, Clementine got some love too. Hello, all. Thank you for joining. How about Miss Bishop's fourth grade class tuning in from Scottville? Hello and welcome. They have Milkshake, and we are excited to see Milkshake too. Let's do a few more. We've got Miss Goy's class, who's looking forward to see Dolly. Hello. Thanks so much for joining. And let's see, how about Miss Draper's third grade class in South Redford? Hello, and thank you, third graders, for joining us today. And let's do one more. How about Mrs. Thomas's third grade class from Hazel Park? And they're excited to see Dolly, and we are too. Thank you so much to all of you for joining us today. Keep letting us know where you're tuning in from. We're excited to highlight as many of you as we possibly can. And of course, use the chat for where you can put all of your questions. We will get to as many as we can with Farmer Monica. Speaking of Farmer Monica, I am so excited to introduce you to her. Hey, Farmer Monica, how are you doing today?
Hi, everyone. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, we are doing so good. It looks like the sun is shining. It's beautiful weather, and it could not be a better day to have a live chat with Farmer Monica and our cute calves. So thank you so much for making time with us today.
Absolutely. It's gorgeous out here. Michigan
Yeah.
weather doesn't always seem to be gorgeous in the fall, so I'm thankful for that.
Right? Absolutely. So, Bar Monica, um, today we would love to first kick off with just remind us where are we at, right? What farm are we at? Tell us a little about your farm. How many cows are you milking? And we'd love to just know a little bit more about you, Farmer Monica.
Sure. So you guys are at Crandall Dairy Farms here in Battle Creek, Michigan. Um, We have a fifth generation farm that is now going into our sixth generation. We have two kids that are actively working on it, and our third milks a lot. She feeds a lot, so she's actively on it as well, but maybe doesn't have the desire to stay here. We milk 350 cows 3 times a day,
Mhm.
and we have probably about 350 young stock as well. That those are the younger animals, not in the milking parlor yet.
Sure.
Um,
Wow.
we hire about 5 full-time and then about 5 part-time as well. And then a bunch of family members are working on the farm.
Wow. It sounds like an incredible team to take care of an awful lot of cows on
Yes.
that farm. What are some things that you do on the farm to help manage all of those cows, right? It's certainly not one human to one cow. So do you
No.
have anything that really helps you track all of those cows on the farm?
Yeah. So we have pardon me, there's bugs here. Um, so we have my husband keeps track of all the animals have an ear tag, and he keeps track of things with any birthing or if they're
Mm,
sick or things like that as far as that
yeah,
goes. And then obviously all the employees are really good at taking care of monitoring the sick pen and the birthing pen
sure.
and just keeping an eye on all the animals that way.
Yeah, that's cool. So there's a tracking device that you have for each
Yeah.
animal, and you said it's an ear tag. Is that what you
Yep.
said? Or
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
So and that tracks their movement and probably their body temp, maybe, or
Yes.
at least their movement, right?
Yep.
So that it kind of sounds like their own personal Fitbit. I mean, I know my
Yes.
Fitbit tells me that I'm supposed to stand every hour, so it sounds like
Yep.
maybe it's you all if someone hasn't been standing for a little while, it checks
Yes.
in on and gives you a little alert so you can keep an eye
The
on them.
the funny thing is that when it goes off, it actually moves at you. So the app actually moves at you. So it makes you check to see what's going on with the animals. So that's really cool.
That's really cute. I love that it moves. I feel like that's very fitting. That's awesome. So, Farmer Monica, we have had so much fun getting to know you and your farm this year. But of course, the highlight of the year certainly has been our three girls,
Yeah,
Clementine, Dolly, and Milkshake. So if we can, let's get an update on how they're doing. Whichever one's
sure.
closest to you, we'll kind of
Sure.
talk about her first and go from there.
So the funny thing is they were actually all up here just a few minutes ago, like sucking on my shirt, my pants, and now they're all in the back. But um as you can see, my husband's my cameraman today, so he's helping me. But Clementine is the white calf. She's pretty much all white. Her starting weight was 95 pounds and about 22 inches. And right now we think she's about 40 inches and 530 pounds. Um,
Awesome.
Milkshake is the one that's all spotted.
Hmm.
And we think she started off about 23 inches and 98 pounds. And
Wow.
again, we feel like the animals are all kind of similar. So again, 40 inches, 530 pounds. And then
Yeah.
Dolly is the mostly black one with a couple white spots. Again, 23 inches at birth, 99 pounds, and then 40 inches, and then 530 pounds. And
Wow.
the funny thing about these animals is they all have their own personality. Like that's one of the
Oh,
best things I love about these animals is they're just like humans. They have their own personality. Um,
yeah.
Clementine right here, I don't know if you guys can see her, but
Yeah.
she's kind of like a little, I don't know, I don't want to say she's nosy, but she definitely wants to know what's going on.
Oh.
Um, she's fun that way.
Hmm.
Milkshake, or excuse me, this is Dolly over here laying down. Dolly is quite interested in what's going on as well.
Oh.
And then the funny thing is, Milkshake back there in the back,
Hmm.
that's her. She like never wants to be involved with anything. And so, like, I have had to like get in the pen and make her get up and take pictures because she just does not want to be involved in anything. And so
Oh my goodness.
it's just so funny. Like they have different personalities and they really are true to their
Yeah.
personalities.
Yeah. Oh my
So,
goodness.
yeah,
They certainly are adorable.
yeah,
So
thanks.
we can see them hanging out in kind of this group housing here. Can you describe
Yes,
to us like what are they laying in? It kind of looks like dirt, just trying to understand their
yep.
surroundings right now.
So they actually have kind of like a little I don't know, a little like I guess bedroom, if you will. There's
Hmm.
a stall kind of in the barn here, and all
Hmm.
these have the equivalent of like beach sand. So it's kind of like they're at the beach all the time.
Hmm.
The beach sand is cool to their udders when they
Wow.
start becoming milking cows.
Okay.
They're soft, they're flexible. Like when you go to the beach, the sand gives
Hmm.
way to your body shape, and so that's how it is with our animals here.
Yeah.
And they have like kind of like these. I don't know, bedroom type areas, I guess, stalls that
Yeah.
they each have their own spot. So, they have their own space to just sprawl out and
Hmm.
be comfortable. And
Wow.
then they are in a group pen. So actually we had to sort them for this today, just so that they could have their own time in the limelight. But they are in a group
Oh.
pen where all the other animals their age are in here. So they have a group like feeding area and a group
Hmm.
water. So they have food and water
Uh-huh.
at their disposal at all times.
Awesome. So they get to sleep on sand every
Yes.
single day, like they're at the
Yes.
beach.
I know. Wouldn't that be
Man,
great?
ah, that sounds incredible. I mean, if only those beautiful warm temperatures
I
would
know
come
it.
with it all the
I know
time.
it.
But hey, we'll take the sun when
Yeah.
we can get it. So they are on comfy, comfy sand beds. They've got
Yes.
unlimited water. They've got
Yes.
feed fed to them. What's their
Mhm.
food like? What are they eating right now?
So we actually have a mixed ration of food that has corn, soybean, vitamins, um, things like that, cottonseed. And
Mhm.
we actually meet with a nutritionist once a month, and they specialize the recipe, so to speak, that we mix together.
Wow.
And it's formulated just for the cows. Kind of each age level has their own recipe. So, like the milking cows
Hmm.
have maybe a little bit more nutrients than the younger animals.
Wow. So
Yep.
not only do the cows get to sleep on the beach every day, but they
Hmm.
also have a nutritionist who
Yep.
makes all of their food rations perfectly for their diets.
Yes.
It sounds like they're pretty much pampered.
They are.
they they are living the life for sure.
Yes. I think they're actually taken care of better than probably a lot of how a lot of us live. Somebody's making their food
Right?
for them every single day and providing their
Yeah.
bed and kind of fluffing
Hmm.
their bed every day. So,
Yeah.
yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I'm not sure, Monica, but somehow you got sideways on us.
Oh,
But
I'm
so if
sideways.
our um there we go. All right. Yep.
Okay.
Now you're the right way. I'm not sure how
Technology,
that
huh?
happened. Right? Gotta love it.
Yep.
So yeah. So as we keep asking some more questions here, if our
Yeah.
cameraman could attempt to try and get closer to the girls and get some close-ups
Yes.
of them while we
Some more
answer
close-ups
questions,
of the cows, sure.
yeah, that would be
They've
awesome if we
kind of
can
all
try
scattered.
and
I don't even know where the other one's at.
just yeah, they dispersed. We'll kind
Yep.
of hang out with one at a time here for a little
Yep.
bit. Oh, it looks like we
Yes.
might be drinking some water over here.
Yes. Yep. So
All
this is
right.
Clementine. Yep.
Oh. I love how pink her nose is.
I
She's
know it.
she's so white. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So yeah, a
Yes.
really great questions coming in so far. Let me see if I can. There's been a lot of people checking in for Monica. We've got a lot of
Sure.
very excited people.
Yes.
All right. So first question that we'll handle here. We've got some people curious. Are these three related at all, and or do any of them have any siblings if they're not related?
So none of them are related and
Okay.
none of them have siblings.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So
So
they're
usually,
the first calf.
yep. And so usually a lot of times, like the cows will have a single animal, and it's just safer and healthier for the
Sure.
mama cow to
Mhm.
have a single one.
Sure. Yeah, that
Yep.
makes sense. Absolutely. So twins can happen, but just not nearly as
Yes.
common, right?
Yep. Right.
Cool. I know we were just checking out Clementine, and I mean, she definitely is very white compared to the others. Is that
Yes.
more rare in cows to see someone to see a calf more, all white like that, or do you kind of have a good
Yeah.
mix on the farm?
I feel like we kind of have obviously more black and white ones of some kind.
Sure.
Um, the white ones are probably a little bit more, you know, um, not as many of those, but it's also kind of fun
Sure.
when those come about because sometimes I feel like when the white ones come about or all black ones, then it's like all of a sudden you have several of those. So I feel like it's kind of a mixture of things.
Right.
Um, yeah, and like Dolly here that was just on camera. Obviously, she's more black, and so
Hmm.
and I always
Yeah.
like the little designs of their the designs on their bodies.
Yeah.
Sometimes they make different designs. Sometimes there are hearts on their heads, and it's actually funny because on Dolly, who is black, mostly black, my camera guy right now is on Milkshake, but
Hmm.
Dolly, somebody actually sent in a comment saying that her forehead looks like I think the state of Tennessee.
Oh,
So those Dolly followers, I don't know. You'll have to see if that's true.
that's too cute. I love
Yep,
that.
yep.
And
So that was neat.
I just realized that you really do have like one almost all white, one very black, and
Yes.
one very mixed
Yep.
this year. So
Yep.
that's fun.
I really tried to do something different this year just because I think it is kind of neat to have different aspects. I mean, if they're all black and white, it's
Yeah.
kind of boring for everybody, but
Yeah.
I think it's kind of nice to have a, clear difference.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
Let's see. Another question here. This one is specifically about Dolly, but it can be about
Sure.
all three of them. They're
Sure.
curious, what's their favorite thing to do all day? What do they do all day?
Yep. So I know this sounds funny, but they actually just lay and eat and like milkshake right now. I
I
think
was gonna say
my husband's
milkshake's
coming back on
demonstrating it
milkshake.
well.
Yep, yep, absolutely. They just rest. They rest a lot because as they start producing, babies and milk, obviously,
Mhm.
then they become, more productive animals,
Yeah,
and it takes a lot of rest sometimes to keep up with, you know, their production.
sure. Yeah,
And so, our
absolutely. Good.
animals thankfully produce a lot of milk. We have a lot of pounds. Um, one of
Hmm.
our tractors going by right now. They're out busy in the fields, and so
Oh
I
yeah,
apologize for the
that time
loud
of
noise
year.
on that. Yep.
Nope, we could actually
But
barely hear it, so you're good.
oh, good, good. So yeah, the cows as they get older start producing more, babies and milk, and they just need to rest and eat and drink.
Wow, that sounds
Yep.
like the life.
I know. And beach
Hanging
sand.
out on the beach, eat, sleep, and they don't have to do much else. And
Yes.
and and learn to get along with other calves, I guess. So
Absolutely.
that's
Yep.
another big one, right?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, this is a good question. So we're curious, how big will the calves get to be when they're full grown? Any idea on like what the estimated size is, and when do you consider a cow full grown?
So I guess a calf would be considered full grown once they give birth, and then the, yeah, about 2 years, and then
Okay,
about maybe I don't know. It depends on the genetics of the animal, but maybe
sure.
I don't know, 15, 1,800 pounds,
Yeah.
2,000.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
kind
I
of
would say
depends.
just right, just like humans. I mean,
Hmm.
we can be short and tiny or
Yep,
big and tall,
absolutely.
and
Yep,
cows can do the same thing. So,
right.
wow, with 1,500 to 2,000 pounds,
Yes,
that's they have a lot of growing to do. Yeah, I mean, they're very
yes,
big already
yes,
in just 7 months, but they do have a lot of growing to do.
yes, yeah. We try to when we are helping our animals become mamas, we try to make sure that um, the genetics are kind of smaller just so that they don't have problems, in
Sure.
giving birth and things like that. So
Yeah.
obviously our animals may not be as big as other animals,
Yeah.
to other
No,
farms.
that's yeah, I would say that's pretty average though. So I think you guys are definitely right on track.
Yep.
Let's see. So I know we talked about how they like to sleep, but they're curious, do they sleep a lot in the day? Like do they have a bedtime, a nap time, or what does that look like for cows?
So I don't know if there's any like scheduled times like we have, but I do think that animals sleep a lot. Like on the other side of the barn right now, all of the animals are all laying down, most of the animals. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
Oh yeah,
they try to,
every
yep,
stall on our
yep. Can
side
you
is
see them?
full. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of them are laying down, and I feel like they just rest as much as possible.
Yeah. That's cool.
The
Awesome.
only scheduled routine that they have is once they become able to milk and they're productive, then they do have a schedule for that because we have a
Gotcha.
3 times a day schedule of milking. So that would
Gotcha.
be our only schedule that they have.
Okay, so that actually leads right really well into my next question. Someone
Okay.
was curious about Milkshake. Um, as she gets older, does she
Uh huh.
stay on the farm or does she go somewhere else? And then what does that look like once she does get older and has her own
Yep.
baby?
So she will actually stay with us for a long, long, long time.
Mhm.
She once she gets a little bit older, she'll start having babies of her own, and then she'll go in the milking parlor. And then we try to keep our animals as long as we can. I feel like we keep them quite a long time, and that's because of their good health. We take really good care of our animals, like
Mhm.
the beach sand and the nutrition and things like that. So
Yeah.
I feel like the longer they stay here, the happier and healthier they are.
Yeah. I love that.
Yep.
Absolutely. It shows a testament to the way the care and that you provide them and
Yes.
the longevity of their life. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Um, so a good question here. We are curious, we learned about Dolly and Milkshake and Clementine's mom. We're just curious,
Mhm.
do they see them often? Like, how does that work with cow and calf and on a dairy farm?
Yeah. So that's a good question. So our farm is kind of like a school. Everybody's in their own age group, and so the mamas are
Okay.
off doing their thing, and these guys are in their, setting of their age group. And so they don't really see their moms much. Maybe as
Hmm.
they get older, they might cross paths in the barn, but as of
Sure.
right now, they don't, just because they're kind of like a school and mom's at work.
Yeah, right? Okay,
Yep.
that makes sense. And so eventually, like you said, right, once they're producing milk
Yep.
on their own, they'll join the milking herd, but they don't have that maternal like sense like we do
Right.
as humans.
Right.
They'll probably hang out with the calves that they grew up with, their herd
Right.
mates,
Absolutely.
way more than a daughter mother situation. So
Right.
we love
And
some good nose licks.
and
She's
honestly,
Dolly's being milk
uh,
cute.
yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Can you remind us? We had a couple people just looking for a recap. They might have joined a little bit later. Um, how many milking cows do you have again, and how many total animals on the farm?
So we have about 350 milking
Wow.
animals that milk 3 times a
Okay.
day. And then
Gotcha.
probably about another 300, 350 of the young stock. And that's the
Okay.
calves and the any animal that's not in the milking parlor at this stage.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hmm.
Cool. So with the someone that asked how many mamas, that
Yep.
is those are all of the milking cows. So about
Yes. Yep.
350 milking
Yep.
cows. Awesome.
Hmm.
Cool. How about so we know they're drinking water, we know they're eating food. We
Yes.
saw Clementine, I think it was, drinking water. But we're curious, do you know how much water they drink at this age? And then as they get older?
Um, so at this age, they probably drink about 10 gallons. But as they grow
Mm.
older, they can probably drink up to a size of a bathtub. So if the students
Wow.
in school are watching, just think when you go home for a bath tonight, that's how much a full-grown cow will probably drink in a day.
Oh my goodness. I
That
can't even get myself to drink 1 gallon of water a
I
day.
know.
And that's a challenge, right?
Yeah,
So
right, right.
my goodness. Well, I guess it
I
makes
feel
sense,
like
right?
it,
Milk is
yeah, I feel
a
like
lot of
cows
water. So.
are absolutely, and I feel like cows are naturally inclined to drink water. I mean,
Mhm,
I feel like I
mhm.
myself, I need to drink better water
Right.
and more of it, and we probably all do.
Right.
But I feel like cows are really good at drinking water.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
much better at regulating themselves
Yes. Yes.
than we are.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, we had a fourth graders. We're curious. Do you happen to know who the oldest cow is on your farm?
Ooh, oldest cow. Um, my husband, about 10 years old, my husband just told me. He's my cameraman. So he had to give me that answer because I didn't know. But she's about 10 years old. So
Wow,
that's
that's
again
incredible.
back to, yeah, and that goes back to the question you had of how long do we keep them? Um,
Yeah. Hmm.
that's been a
Hmm.
great 10 years with her, and hopefully we can keep her longer.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I know for anyone that's curious, right, might sound like not a very long time, but
Right.
1 cow year is about 10 human years. So that
Hmm.
girl's about 100 years old. She's
Hmm.
rocking it on your farm. That's incredible.
Yes. Yep.
This is a really great question, and the microphone might be muting some noise, but I'm pretty sure we wouldn't hear anything anyway. They're curious, why aren't the cows mooing? And are any of them mooing right now? And can you explain why
No.
not?
Actually, the funny thing is that if everybody would have tuned in with me, like, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes ago, they were all making noise. Um, but right now they're very relaxed, and
Mhm.
there are some either laying down and chewing their cuds, or some
Mhm.
are eating. There's a breeze going through the barn right now, so
Mhm.
they're cool. They're not,
Yeah.
overheated or anything. And so
Mhm.
just overall, they're very relaxed.
Aw, I love that. Right? So if we hear them mooing, that's not really them communicating to each other. It's more like,
Right,
hey, something's not quite right. So we
right,
really don't
absolutely.
want them to be making
Right.
much noise. And they probably were hungry, right? There was
Yep.
something that was like, are you feeding me soon?
Yes.
Which is
And
what would, yeah,
yep. And I was going to say too that when I first came in the barn, obviously I was new to the barn to them. I mean, I'm not
sure.
new to them, but it was
Hmm.
just a new scenario in the barn, and so that's why they were moving when I first came in. But
Yeah,
the
they
facts
were
that
curious.
apparently they've adopted me now, and I'm okay. They're all very settled in and very
Yep.
comfortable.
Awesome. I love that.
Yep. Yep.
So we're noticing on our girls that they have these big, bright yellow ear tags. Can you
Yes.
talk about the question specifically is how do you decide what number each cow gets? So can you talk about why the tag's
Sure.
important and how they get a number?
So the tag kind of refers back to our program that kind of monitors things, the sickness or when
Sure.
they have their babies or things like
Mhm.
that. So that kind of ties in with that app that I was talking about. But also, it's just consecutively, number that we just keep going in the number order. So
No.
it's not like they really have a certain number that's important or anything like that. They just, you know, have consecutive numbers
Yeah.
as
Okay.
they're born
Gotcha.
on the farm. They just get the next number in line.
Yeah. No, that makes
Yep.
sense. And
Yep.
so that's a really a quick, easy way for you as a farmer too to know like which one's older than another
Yep.
because you just go in consecutive order. Cool.
Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome.
So for those
Let's
followers,
yeah.
Clementine is your oldest in this one of the three. Yep.
Aha. All right.
Yep. And
Nice.
then Dolly would be the youngest. So,
Oh,
but
we've had
honestly, in these three, they all have been born within about a day of each other. So that's why they're so similar in weights and heights.
gotcha,
Yep.
gotcha. I love that. They were curious. We've had some people asking, how did you pick their names?
So I love that in the time that I've been doing this, I've included students to vote for the names. So I submit a list of names that they can vote on and
Hmm.
allow the classrooms to vote. And
Hmm.
then I take the top three and just put them to the names that are appropriate. So appropriate to
Cool.
the animals. Yep.
Oh, I
So
love
like
that
for
everyone gets
example,
to be a part of
milkshake.
that.
Yep. So for example, milkshake, I believe that was voted in, and I gave that to her just because her spots and shapes are all over the place. And so I felt that to be appropriate. So,
Perfect. I think that
yep,
works really well.
yep.
Absolutely. Oh,
So
we
I
see a
appreciate it.
tractor here.
Yeah. They're actually coming back in from the field.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So,
Very cool.
yeah.
So there's probably equipment running all the time on your farm, right? It's kind of a
Yes.
never-ending thing.
Yep. Yep. So that's, I know we had several people ask about coming on field trips, and that's
Mm,
kind of why we don't do field trips, just because I mean, we
sure.
have done them, but because of how our farm is laid out,
Yeah.
I am concerned about students or others,
Yeah.
the safety of them. So we try to keep
Mhm.
field trips at, limited.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, right? I mean,
Hmm.
you can't stop
Yep.
farming.
Right.
So everyone's got to keep moving. The cows got to get fed.
Yep.
Hi, honey.
Yep.
She's coming to give us kisses.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
Dolly.
Oh, hi, Dolly. We had some curious questions. So we talked a little bit about milk production and that they're going to start producing milk when they're two.
Yep.
Where does the milk go after it leaves your farm? Do you happen to know a brand name or a store or anything like that?
So, our milk actually goes to a lot of cheese, mozzarella cheese for
Oh,
pizza, and it goes to yogurt. So,
yeah,
yeah, I think those are the two big ones for sure. I was
nice.
obviously fluid milk that you drink.
Sure,
Yep.
sure.
So those are
Awesome.
the
I
three
love
big
that.
things. So I guess when you're eating a pizza, um, and the cheese is all stringy on top, just think of us,
Right? Oh,
when you're
I
pulling
love
it
that. It
apart
could
and
be
the
coming
cheese is
from
just
you.
dragging. Yeah, it could be coming from us. So yeah, mainly
That's
goes to
awesome.
cheese, fluid milk, and yogurt.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Goodness, Farmer Monica, I don't know where the time went, but we are pretty much already at
Oh.
the end of our time together.
Okay.
I know I saw some folks that were asking a question. Now I can't find it to bring it up here, but I know I saw a couple of people. They were just curious, what's your favorite part about being a dairy farmer?
So mine's twofold. First of all, my family. Like I mentioned, we're a fifth generation, literally moving into our sixth generation. 2 to 3 kids are here on the
Yeah,
farm, with us, and so it's kind of nice that we've been able to do that. Our kids have all been raised on the farm. They've taken dairy starter animals to the fair, um,
yeah,
so they've actually been a very active part and still are. But the other thing is that by being on a dairy farm, it's great that I can help educate others that don't have this access to learn
yeah,
about animals and how we take care of our land and our animals, just
yeah.
because not everybody has that access, and I feel that's really
Right.
important.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and we are very thankful for your commitment to that, to providing a really delicious product and wanting to connect with folks like us and everyone that's listening, to share your experiences. Living on a dairy farm is certainly a once in a life experience, a
Hmm.
once in a lifetime experience. It's something that I wish everyone had the opportunity to just be a farmer for a day, because
Yes,
there's something just so rewarding about knowing
absolutely.
you're caring for a real life, and then also providing a very sustainable product that sustains our lives.
Hmm.
So, yeah, very
Yes,
rewarding
yep, absolutely.
all the way around. Thank you, Monica, so much for sharing that with us.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to share with us today as we get ready to
I
tune
just
off?
want to. I just want to say thank you to all my classrooms following me.
Oh,
This has been so rewarding to me as well.
yeah.
I better not go on because I'll cry.
Oh,
But you guys really touch my the classrooms following me really touch me personally
oh,
because the kids are so involved.
mm.
I get so many nice messages, and the calves get so much fan mail,
Oh.
and truly, like, this has been so nice.
That's
So
awesome.
thank you.
Yeah, I absolutely. This has been an amazing visit today. Thank you, Farmer Monica, for opening your
Yeah,
barn
sure.
doors and letting us meet Clementine and Dolly and Milkshake up close. And I echo what you say. Thank you all for being amazing students, amazing teachers, people that care about agriculture in the classroom and want to know where your food comes from, and getting to learn from pretty cool farmers like Farmer Monica. It's a lot of fun. So just thank you so much for joining us and asking great questions and bringing some excitement to that chat. You guys were rocking it. I was trying to get through as many as we could. I'm sorry we didn't get to all of you, but hopefully we were able to answer most of your questions. I hope you had fun learning about the dairy farm and seeing where your calves grew up. Don't forget to mark your calendars for May 1st. That's when open enrollment begins, at discoverdairy.com/adopt. And we'd love for you to invite fellow friends. It can be libraries, it can be 4-H groups, it can be assisted living centers, or it could be a traditional classroom. We'd love to have you all part of the program next year. So, from all of us at Discover Dairy and Crandall Dairy Farms, thank you so much for spending the afternoon with us. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep learning, keep exploring,
Bye.
and we hope to see you soon.